Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. So, today I just decided I would, well, first of all, it's been a while since I've done any painting. I've been redoing my art area, and I have a bigger art table now to put my bigger canvases on. That was nice to do. Anyway, I thought I was going to sit and do some tube painting first and make a background for a future painting. I really wanted something to do where I could spend some time just really playing with some colors and having a little bit of fun. As you know, pour painting can sometimes it's great and it's fun, but it's sometimes over so quick. Like you've got your paint down, you flip a cup or you pour a cup, you tilt a little bit, and you're done. But it's Saturday, and I felt like spending some time and doodling and um, just kind of playing. I just have this basic idea in mind, so I'll just try to tell you what the colors are first of all. Um, I imagine golden is going to have to change the name of this color, and rightly so. It's referred to as Indian yellow, and it is my all-time one of my definite favorites. Love that color. It's just beautiful. This here is a custom mix. I think that's vermilion orange, probably mixed with a little bit of a red of some sort. Uh, so I'm just kind of going from light to my darker colors, um, adding in a bunch of strips of different colors here. So there I made a mess, and I thank God it wasn't my wine. No, I'm just kidding. Um, so this here is red, and this is just liquid, no, it's Artist Loft red, primary red, I think it's called. Been mixed in my paint collection here for probably a couple of years, but it is my all-time favorite red. I love this red. It is always, well, it's just always just the most gorgeous red when it's dry. Never ever failed me. And this one here I think is just quinacridone magenta. Um, a lot of times I custom mix some colors. It's a little plugged up because my colors are all so old that are mixed. You can see how dirty my containers are. Excuse me. And so I'm unplugging it there. And I'm sorry that this video part is so slow, but I always get questions about the colors. And so I'm trying to tell you what they are as I go along. So just putting down this little bit of magenta. The white base coat is just a semi-gloss white house paint. And I think there might be some Artist Loft paint in there as well. And some Floetrol. And I put a really, really thin coat down because I just want to sit and play around tonight. I don't want really deep paint to have to worry about. This color here I think is Prism Violet, I'm pretty sure. Just your Artist Loft or Liquitex? Liquitex, I think. Again, it's plugged up, so I'm trying to unplug it and lay down that color on each of the lines. My idea here while you're waiting is I'm going to do some swiping on these lines, just doodle around, play around. I already know that I'll paint on this painting once it's dry here, so I don't really worry too much about my doodling if it looks horrendous or whatever, because I'm gonna paint over what I don't like anyway. And really all I wanted to do is to just relax and doodle and make some fun cells and just have some fun. I try to always do that, but sometimes, like I say, your painting is just done and over with so quickly sometimes, and I just wanted to spend some time really just playing around. This here is ultramarine blue. So I often use this as sort of a purpley shade because it is quite purple. I did this one painting once and everybody calls it purple, although the whole thing, the background and the base was all ultramarine blue, and yeah, it's really purple when it dries. That particular painting went to a silent auction. The next color is another blue, I think, here, but I don't know which one it is. I have probably eight or nine tubes of or bottles of blue mixed up. It might even be phthalo in there, but some of them are custom mixes also. I wasn't going to add this second blue, but I thought, oh, why not? It's out. Might as well. And then, what do I do next here? Oh, this is just a little squeeze bottle of gold. And I thought I would just do it in a sort of dot formation because I thought, well, I'll grab each of these dots in my swipe tool and my palette knife and pull it out, but that's probably not what I ended up doing because at the far corners there, right where I am now, that's just the daylight coming through the window. That's no special color there. Kind of looks mauvey or something. But it's just because the window's open. So I'll let you just watch the rest of it. All I do is play around with my palette knives. And I know again that I'm going to be painting on it again. So I make some marks and play around a lot. Some of it I don't like, and I'm not worried about it. I'll just paint on it later, cover it up. But I'll let you watch, and that's really all I do is have some fun tonight. And the aim is to get some cells and some nice shapes. And I kind of thought about just painting in some gradient colors a little bit later, emphasizing the colors that this turns out. And that's about it. So I hope you're having an awesome weekend, and I'll just let you continue to watch. I apologize for where the camera is situated on this video. This is a new table for me, and I was thinking that I'd be able to edit the video that I took first and remove all the foreground of all the bottles and colors there, but that just wouldn't save for me. Maybe because the video was too long to try to edit something that much. So we'll make it better next time, and I won't have the window open so everything's getting a glare at the far end there. But I'll just let you keep watching. Keep in mind, I do make some awful looking marks, and that I'll paint those out. And I'll probably do another video of me working on that, so you can see what I have in mind for further painting on it. Thanks. my palette knife there, I'm just dipping in some white paint just to give me something to swipe with. Now and then I dip it in a little bit of color as well, coming up I think in some spots. There's not a lot of white paint on my canvas, so it's actually dry in some spots. So I'm trying to work with it the best I can, and I don't want to add a whole lot more paint, so I want this to dry, so tomorrow maybe I can work on it and paint on it a little bit more. So I'll just let you keep watching. Right there, I would normally push over some of the white paint back over, but I don't really have a lot of white paint to manipulate around and move over the mess that I'm making. So I just work with it a little bit, knowing that I'm going to be painting on it again, like I keep saying. So I don't worry too much about it. I'm trying to make it a less of a hassle of a job to do later. So I am adding some of that white paint back in there and pushing around, but at some point I just let it be, and then I'll just fix it up. Because I am scraping some dry canvas here and there as I go, so it makes it a little difficult. When you're doing these uh, types of palette knife swipes, there's always so much color that's underneath that white. It just reminds me of a painting I did quite a while ago, a couple of years back, and I had a lot of color on the painting, and the top portion of the painting was all floral, and the bottom of the painting was a whole bunch of different shades of green. Uh, don't remember if it was a white or a black on there, or if it was just all greens. But what I would do is take my palette knife and scoop right down to the canvas, and sort of flip that color right over, and then maneuver it. So you can get some really interesting sort of a leaf formation. And that painting was quite a while ago, and that one sold. And I did a resin coating on top of it. It was quite beautiful, actually, if I say so myself. The greens and flipped over in that fashion just made some really interesting leaf formations. And when you can add interest to your painting, you are ahead of the game right there. And it was just real fun to do. But you can see that the paint that's under there, and if you were to kind of roll it over and shape it, I mean, you can do all sorts of things with your palette knife. Shape it and push some white back if you don't like where the paint landed, kind of thing. Just push some white paint back over top of it. That probably made no sense, but I hope that it did. I try to explain the best I can. So I'll just let you finish watching. Won't say any more. There's probably a a good bit of still shots and a little bit of video. Again, it's going to have some glare because it's wet, but we'll continue on with the dry painting on another video. So thank you so much for stopping by my channel and checking it out and watching the video. I sure hope it helps you in some way, and have so much fun on your own painting journey. And just remember, it's just paint. Some of the challenges that artists have is, you start a painting like this and you think, okay, it's a canvas, I have to do something with it. Well, that's not the case. You can always paint back over it. It's not a do or die thing. We all want it to work out best the first time, but don't put that stress on yourself, and just have fun and experiment. I mean, it's so important to experiment and just try to make it interesting, even if it's just interesting to you. There's others that are going to find it interesting in the same way that you do. So do painting your way. Do painting in a way that makes you happy and gives you a sense of joy and happiness seeing what it looks like when you're done. And if you don't like it, we all have those times, and paint over it. Don't throw your canvas out. It's just paint. It's a great primer. Sometimes I do a lot of textured painting, and I'll just take a piece of sandpaper and sand down the roughness of it and go again. I know it sucks to kind of, waste paint, but it's really not that much paint. A little paint will go a long way. So I think people really stress out about feeling they have to create some masterpiece the first time around. And I feel really bad when I see people getting down on themselves in Facebook groups and things like that. I mean, it takes practice, and don't feel you have to achieve what other people achieve. Do what makes you happy. Take inspiration and find your own way, and you'll be so much happier and fulfilled for doing that. Yeah. Yep, here's my favorite color again. And I'm just going to continue on here doing some swiping. And I'm sorry to ramble on. But I just try to, I hope that something that I'm doing is inspiring somebody out there, and that you learn something. And I'm not big on measurements and things like that, so I don't ever really talk about what's in my paint mixtures. I just kind of mix up things for what works for me. And I probably should have said that white has a little bit of distilled water mixed in it as well. I think I forgot that. So happy painting. Have a great weekend and have fun. Thank you. Okay, one more thing. I will talk again. um, I did make some weird lines and things like that here and there just to see what it would look like, just to experiment. One thing I might do that I forgot to mention, when I let a painting dry, sometimes I go in and do all sorts of little tiny mini pours extra or little mini swipes. Um, if I do that, I will show that in my next video, but just wanted to mention that that's an option for you too. So thanks for watching again, and thanks for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it.